Hello everyone. Welcome to the meeting number 15 of Turning Point on Sunday. I am Ragini Rajpal, Sadhana Dance for today. We provide a supportive and positive learning experience in which members are empowered to develop communication and leadership skills, resulting in greater self-confidence and personal growth. You are now inside the code of conduct of a Toastmasters meeting. Please be advised that this meeting is being recorded and that it may not be possible to pause the recording. The following are the meeting rules. Please be advised that any behavior that disturbs the flow of the meeting will result in removal from the meeting room without any warning. Please ensure that your noise-making devices are either switched off or on silent mode. Please speak responsibly on religion, sex, and politics in your speeches. As far as possible, please keep your videos on, audios off, and applaud following throughout. Be the kind of audience for others you would like to have for yourself. Toastmaster of the day, table topic master, and general evaluator, please ensure a smart audio video check before handing over to respective role players. All the role players, please rename yourself as role player hyphen your name hyphen your club's name. You may omit the club name if you are a member of Turning Point on Sunday. Please acquaint yourself with the role of the timer. The timer will use background screen to indicate time using one of the three cards. Green means that you have reached the minimum qualifying time. Yellow indicates that it is a good time to start concluding, and red specifies that you have 30 seconds more or you will be disqualified. Individual session timings will be explained in due time. We encourage you all to use the Zoom emoticons generously to encourage role players. We sincerely request you not to send chat messages to everyone or the speaker on stage. In fact, refrain from chatting altogether and focus on the speaker. Reiterating, please stay on mute until specifically requested to unmute. Polls will be launched after each section and they will be closed after 30 seconds. Now, I would like to introduce our presiding officer, Nimit Mittal. Over to you.
Thank you, and welcome once again, everyone, to Turning Point on Sunday, meeting number 15. Can we start with some enthusiasm, some excitement, some energy? And yes, thank you very much. And let us abide by the ground rules stated by our Sergeant at Arms for today. So I would request everyone to be on the video on mode so that I can uh, look at you and it gives us the feeling of a physical meeting itself. Although we are from different locations, but yes, we have gathered here to have a joyride today. I can tell you that. So moving on, first of all, I would like to acknowledge the plethora of guests who have joined us today, starting with Pratik Goyal from Carrier Toastmasters. He is in fact the table topics master for today as well. And then we have Beetlehem, who joins us very frequently in our Sunday program. So welcome to you, Beetlehem. She is joining us from Ethiopia. And then we have Achyut. So welcome, Achyut. And we have Bharat. Then we have Dhorati Nirmala, Varshitha, Shreya Pandey. All right, so that's what I can see as of now. So welcome once again. And yes, we would like to hear you a lot. First of all, during the table topics section, where you will be getting a chance to speak on, and then later on, of course, to share your valuable feedbacks about this meeting. And that time, we would like to know you a little bit more. So without further ado, let's start the meeting.
Rupinder, you could take over. I think we lost.
Okay,
Yes.
okay. Thank you, General Evaluator. Welcome everyone to this meeting number 9 of Turning Point on Sunday. I am a very self-centered person, so I will start talking about myself. I'm a very spontaneous person. That is giving a very positive spin to the fact that I cannot watch my mouth. Many times, words that are not supposed to leave my mouth. And then I'm left floundering, trying my level best, trying to call them back, come back, come back. You're not supposed to be out there. But then these are words. They don't work like that. Greetings, fellow Toastmasters and guests. Just like the words that leave my mouth, autocorrect and the send button are a lethal combination. In fact, if I have improved on shooting my mouth off, I must thank autocorrect for that. Or at the very least, I must thank autocorrect for making me cognizant of the fact that I shoot my mouth off for no reason. My boss was traveling. Ostensibly, I sent her a message. Hope you're doing well. I got a reply that said, yeah, you'd wish that. Then I realized I had sent, hope you're dying well. Ostensibly, I replied, trust me, I don't. And I got a reply. Seriously? You see, when it rains, it pours. Autocorrect changed my don't into do. So my reply to her, yeah, you'd wish that was, trust me, I do. Now, if you thought that was the end of that, you'd be mistaken because instead of saying, no, I don't want you dead, I actually sent, no, I don't want you dear. Lord only knows how I saved my job that day. Enough about autocorrect. Let us talk about Toastmasters. There are 3 sections in a Toastmasters meeting. Just like there were 3 messages I sent to my boss that almost got me fired. The first section is the prepared speeches, where speakers prepare their speeches according to a given set of project guidelines and they are evaluated by a speech evaluator. Today we have 2 speakers. Hopefully they did not rely on autocorrect when they wrote their speeches. Then there is table topics where you learn not to shoot your mouth off. And finally, for people like me who shoot their mouth off for no reason, we have the general evaluation section, which is headed by our general evaluator. Now, before I call her on stage, I believe that there should be a ban on the names Neha and Priyanka going forward. Why? Because there are 7 Nehas and 7 Priyankas in my phone book. And in an extension of my autocorrect faux pas, I sent a message to the wrong Priyanka, asking her about an embarrassing moment in her life. Now, I've not spoken to this Priyanka in ages, and the reply that I got reflected a frustration. Isn't it embarrassing enough for you that you have not responded to any of my messages in 4 years? Instead, you bombard me with Toastmasters meeting messages day in and day out, and now you have the audacity to ask me about an embarrassing moment in my life. Okay. Let us invite the right Priyanka, our general evaluator for this meeting, before I end up embarrassing myself even more. Madam General Evaluator.
Thank you. Thank you very much, Toastmaster Vade, for calling the right Priyanka now. Yes. So today I'm your general evaluator. Generally, whenever a speaker speaks on the stage, or whenever we do anything in our life by ourselves, We often learn from our mistakes. We are very conscious about our mistakes and we try to make sure that we don't repeat it again. Ostensibly, that is not enough. We sometimes miss our mistakes. We sometimes miss to identify them during a speech or during any event in our life. So in Toastmasters, we have a specific team called evaluation team. And that team is headed by today as by me, a general evaluator. So I have a team of evaluators and a tag team who will help you to evaluate your speech, to know your mistakes, which you might have missed sometimes while speaking. So I'd like to request our first tag team, this timer of a day, to be spotlighted by a tech master. Yes, Rama. Rama will show you the the green, yellow, and red card whenever it is required. For example, when you speak, when you give a prepared speech, if it is 5 to 7 minutes. So Rama will show you the green card. Rama, could you share your screen as green? Yes, thank you, Rama. So she'll show you green card when it is 5 minutes. Rama, please keep on sharing your screen. Yes, and she'll show you yellow card when it is 6 minutes, and she'll show you red card when it is 7 minutes. And she'll keep on showing this card till you end your speech. And we also give you 30 seconds of grace period to conclude your speech. This is about your prepared speeches. Coming to, it's okay. We need not to show you again. Yeah, sure. Thank you. So coming to our next section, table topic section, we have 1 to 2 minutes. You at 1 minute you'll be shown as green card. At 1.5 minutes, yellow card, and at 2 minutes you'll be shown the red card. Similarly, 30 seconds of grace period will be given to you. Simultaneously, for evaluation, we have 2 to 3 minutes. For 2 minutes, you'll be shown the green card, and 2.5 minutes, you'll be shown the yellow card, and at 3 minutes, the red card. This is about our timer. So, go, Rama is, yeah, you can conclude the speech. Yeah, thank you very much. Thank you, Rama. So this is our timer today. She'll help us throughout the meeting to take care of the time. So next comes the R counter. The R counter is taken by Gaurav Singla. Tech Master, could you highlight Gaurav on the spotlight, please? So what Gaurav will help us? Gaurav will help us to count our arms, the crutches, the double crutches, the whatever short pauses or long pauses we often get in our speeches when we get nervous or when we do mistakes or we speak faster. So today, Gaurav will take care of all your mistakes. And at the last, he will come and share a report. A nice report will be shared by the Gaurav. Gaurav has recently joined us and he's really becoming great by taking all these roles. So all the best, Gaurav. So coming forward, we have our last team is our last tag team is our grammarian. So Tech Master, could you highlight our grammarian for today, Samriddhi? Samriddhi, could you share the word of the day with us? Samriddhi, you are mute. You are mute. No, we could not hear you. Samriddhi, why don't you share the word of the day on the chat? I'll speak about it. Yeah. So what Samriddhi will do today, Samriddhi will take care of all grammatical mistakes which you will be doing throughout the speech. She'll note it down and she'll tell you the right uses, the wrong uses of your grammar throughout your speeches. And also she has introduced you the word of the day as ostensible. The meaning is it appears or is stated to be true, though not necessarily so. or it's kind of similar word is apparently. Apparently, I'm going outside. For example, somebody has shared that their ostensible goal was to clean up government corruption, but their real aim was to unseat the government. Sorry. So I encourage all of you to use this word of the day throughout the speech whenever it is possible and keep using that. And also, we encourage all the speaker whoever use this word of the day with thumbs up. And and silently somebody is noting or the whoever is using the word of the day and still appreciate you at the last of the meeting. So don't worry, your genuine effort will be really appreciated. So with that, I would like to conclude my introduction and hand over the stage to our Toastmaster of the day, Tupinda. Thank you.
Thank you, Madam General Evaluator. Let us now begin with the prepared speeches. You must have heard the wisdom nugget that the best speeches are not written, they are rewritten. Let me rephrase that. The best speeches are not written, they are rewritten and checked for autocorrect. Because, trust me, you do not want to address your audience as fellow Toastmasters, not as fellow Toast monsters. On that note, I will invite my first speaker, Hina Verma. Before that, I would like her speech evaluator, Ragini Rajpal, to read out her speech purpose. Ragini is no stranger to the curse of autocorrect either. She wanted to say happy birthday, dear, which went as happy birthday, dead. Ragini, the stage is yours.
Thank you, Mr. Toastmaster of the Day. So, Hina, for my speaker, Hina, the purpose statement says that it is her first speech and it is for the member to introduce herself to the club and learn the basic structure of a public speech. The speech length for the speech is 4 to 6 minutes. Over to you, Toastmaster of the Day.
Thank you, Ragini. So when I asked Hina about an embarrassing moment, she told me about her struggles with Hindi, how she would make embarrassing mistakes in Hindi, how her teacher would make her stand on the bench, and then how the teacher would read out what she had written to the rest of the class. I know that today it will be an incredibly more enjoyable experience for Hina. May I request Hina to be spotlighted, please? Hina, let's very quickly do an audio video check.
I hope you can hear me.
I can hear you. I can see you. Hina Verma, the journey from Chusky to Bingsu. The journey from Chusky to Bingsu, Hina Verma.
Let me tell you all a little secret. I'm a pro at breaking ice. I'm not just a pro at breaking ice. I can even shred it and I can shave it. In fact, bingsu, a Korean dessert, which is a shaven ice cream dessert, is my favorite dessert. If you haven't heard of bingsu, don't worry. You hopefully have had a chance to have the chusky. Back home, our shredded ice cream, the ice lolly called the chuskis. Now, bingsu is like the foreign return brother of chusky. So chusky went to Korea and returned smartly, added a little bit of zing and called himself as bingsu. Exams cancel. Let's go party. That was my son this week when CBSE cancelled his examination. As we were waiting in this favorite restaurant of ours, waiting for our bingsu to be served, I was taken back in my own memories on my own past of having written my own 10th board exam. I was ostensibly nervous, but I was in control. You see, I had made a pact with Vishnuji, actually also with Ganeshji, Lakshmiji, Mataji, every single god, every single Hindu god you can think about on this earth. And they were all mutually exclusive contracts. I had to make sure that I save myself from every single problem which could happen, including the problems I had myself created. Actually, during my mathematics exams, I had done a slight problem. I had written a letter to the examiner. My dear fellow Toastmasters and dear guest, I'm a Madras Marwari. Wow, that means that one, I'm from Madras, now called Chennai, south part of India, and I'm a Marwari. Yes, there are Marwadis in Madras. Despite being a North Indian, born and brought up in South India, I'm pretty much South Indian at heart. Not just at heart, I'm also South Indian at my taste buds. If you're planning to take me out for a party, please remember you can expect idli, idiyappam, kusipaniyaram, and many other dishes. But surely all of them are going to be vegetarian. You see, that's one thing which I don't eat is those things which don't move. The other thing which I can talk about myself is I'm someone who definitely loves to travel. If there is something which I would trade off for the world is the world itself. In fact, I'm on my 5th passport. No. That's not because of the visa stampings on my passport. Once I had to, my passport expired. Twice I had to change my address. And once I got married. I would also say I'm very grounded. And a lot of that comes because of my schoolings. You see, I haven't had the fancy schools which we know today with air conditioned classrooms and colorful walls. In fact, I didn't even have tables and chairs in my classroom. My classroom was quite humble. We sat down on the planks and that's how we studied. And there I was in that same classroom writing my 10th standard board exam. It was a 3-hour paper, a mathematics paper, and I had written all that I knew. I knew nothing more which was left. And I still had 1 hour more to go. And the invigilator did not let me go because, you're not supposed to go out. You still have 1 hour. Sit down and do what? Revise. How much more can I revise? So I decided to write a letter to the examiner because one thing was happening there was I was truly bored in my board exams. So I wrote to the examiner, dear examiner, I have attempted 115 marks of paper. Remember, it was a 100-mark paper. So I had attempted a few extra. I further had ostensibly written, everything which I have written is correct. You can choose whichever question you want and check and give me 100 marks. Thank you. Fast forward to the day my board exams results were to come out. Now you know why I was nervous, right? Thankfully, the examiner did give me 100 marks and everybody was thrilled. My parents were very excited and everybody in the house was super happy that there I was, the first child in the family to score a centum in mathematics in a board exam. And I told to my mom, Mom, yay, let's go party. Let's go have a chuski. That was no ordinary chuski. That chuski was a start to an incredible journey of me discovering my potential, me getting a ticket to further education, to go to good school and discover this potential where fast forward to this day, this week, where when my son wanted to party and have a chuski, there I was, a bingsu. There I was remembering my own journey from a chuski to a bingsu. Thank you so much, Toastmaster of the Day. Over to you.
Thank you, Hina, for sharing that experience. I've also written a letter to my examiner, but I wrote half the theorem and I asked my examiner to prove the other half because I thought he was a mathematician. Turned out he wasn't. He gave me 0 marks. Anyway, my forecasts continue and moving on with the theme. May I request the audience to take a minute to write feedback for Hina? Timer, please show me red card after a minute. Thank you. Timer. Our second speaker is Rajesh. And before calling him, I would like to call his evaluator, Manisha, to be spotlighted and to read his speech purpose. Manisha too has a history with autocorrect. Autocorrect. A male colleague was ostensibly calling her bay in a very heavy accent. Apparently, or ostensibly, he wanted to say bye. Manisha, I seriously don't think bye was on his mind. But for now, the stage is yours.
Thank you, Rupinder. Good afternoon, fellow Toastmasters. This is Rajesh's speech 2 of level 1. The purpose is for the speaker to demonstrate that he has incorporated and applied the feedback that he had received in his first speech. In particular, I will evaluate the speaker on few parameters which include, but are not limited to, clarity of spoken language, 2, focal variety, wherein I would evaluate how the speaker is using tone, speed, and volume as tools in the speech. Physical gestures, whichever are possible in a virtual meeting. And last but not the least, audience awareness, very important in a virtual meeting. Thank you. Over to you, Toastmaster of the day, Rupinder.
Rupinder, you are on mute.
Thank you, Manisha. Now, Rajesh was very happy when his elder sister was made a permanent teacher from an ad hoc teacher in her school. In his excitement, Rajesh ostensibly sent a message to his father saying, "Congratulations, Dad, your daughter is now permanent." It actually ended with his father believing that his daughter was going to have a child out of wedlock. Thankfully, not much damage was done. His sister is still a teacher and the mother of two wonderful children. May I request that Rajesh be spotlighted, please? Rajesh, let's do a very quick audio video check.
Am I audible and visible?
You are audible and you are visible. Rajesh Kumar, adversity in leadership. Adversity in leadership, Rajesh Kumar.
May I request all, can you please switch on your video for few minutes? Oh, thank you. Just imagine a situation. You are traveling with your friends to a Naxal area at the night times. While returning, there are few Naxals. They started attacking you and trying to stop and attacking you. So in these situations, as a leader, what is the first responsibility you need to do? I'll come back to you. Adversity provides an opportunity to a person find a solutions and evolve as a leader. When a person wins, it means that we are telling that he or she has demonstrated the leadership. Sometimes adversity wins, but leadership and even we are leaders. Even the leader fails, but there is always a lesson learned. If we are able to lesson learn what we did the mistakes and how we can move it forward, then that is called a true leadership. I'll give my example in both failure case as well as the success case. In 2018, when I was in Accenture, I have a very good career there. I got back-to-back promotions. I got the project manager there. Though I never I never lead the team that times, but I got the chance to lead the teams. It was little confused how I can lead or how I can motivate the people. So that times I cannot adapt all the things quickly. So I failed there. And even though I try to convince few my team members or that I can attract them, but I cannot satisfy my supervisors. So at the end, I have to resign there. I put my paper, I came back. 1 month I was in my home and I was thinking that how I can do all those things, how I can come out from these situations. I met a lot of mentors and all those things, and they guided me very much. After that, when I joined Xerox, that times I showcased my leaderships. In the difficult situations when we are doing the fast track programs, I, as a leader, as a project manager, I came forward, and what are the problems I face in my life or in the last couple of years of experience in the IT, I try to demonstrate that ones and able to survive. Not only survive, I got the best project manager award in the Xerox. Even I can give you one example during these pandemic times. Last year when everyone, all we are working from the home, I am staying in Kochi, and next to my house, my apartments, one old age home is there. That is called Sainik Ashram. In the Sainik Ashrams, lot of old age people are there who are struggling in this pandemic time because they cannot go out and their treatment cannot be done because they are on the mostly 70, 80 years old. And the people who are taking care, they don't come forward to help them. Nobody was coming. So what, as a leader, what I feel that once, this is the right times I can help to the old age peoples. I came forward. I tried to, I always interact with them. Whoever wants to go to the hospital or for the diabetes test or anything. Though in my scooter, I try to sit with them and with the proper care, and I have taken to the hospitals. Those things noticed by all our surrounding neighbors. They started working with me and helping to them. Those type of leadership or those type of the activities what I did, people are still remembering me, and whenever any problems, they are first taking the name of my names. Rajesh is there, Rajesh Pagal, who is the person from the Orissa, but he is still helping the Kochi Kerala peoples. So those things, if I can do it, even now, coming to the Toastmasters, in the Toastmasters, just 2 weeks before, so 3 days before, I got one message from Rupinder, one lady who is a speech impediment. She was unable to speak, but in the table topic sessions, she told 2 words. Then what is the problem? What is stopping with us? Why can't you take participants and why can't we give our speech? This is all about I want to tell in the adverse situations. Over to you. Thank you.
Thank you, Rajesh. Yes, Diana continues to be an inspiration. I met her again this week in another club meeting. She has Asperger's, she has a speech impediment, and yet she finds a reason to attend Toastmasters meetings, while many of us find excuses not to. Or for that matter, she found a reason to join Toastmasters, While many of us say that I don't have the time, I don't have the bandwidth, I don't have a boyfriend. Okay, I exaggerate. See, that again is me shooting my mouth off. May I request a minute for everyone to write feedback for Rajesh, please? Timer, please show a red card after 1 minute. And after after the red card, Paul Master, please launch the polls for the best speaker. Thank you, timer. Here is the poll for the best speaker. Please cast your vote. Four seconds and I'll close the poll. Well, I'm closing the poll now. Thank you very much for polling. Before moving ahead, I would like to share the poster for our next meeting. And this is a preview of a poster for the next meeting. The theme is 50 Shades of Humor by Toastmaster Gayatri. And Gayatri says that she recently attended the humor workshop conducted by Toastmasters International. It was an amazing experience to listen to stalwarts in humor business share the secrets. She would like this opportunity to share that wisdom with the members of Turning Point Toastmasters. After all, one can never know enough about how to make people laugh. I think she's right. I do know a bit about how to make people cry, but making people laugh, maybe I'll learn something there. So with that, we'll move on to our next section. In India, for the people who are not from India, or from outside India, the wife of a brother is called a bhabi. Our next role player called her baby, thanks to autocorrect. These are the kind of mistakes you do not expect in table topics. But should such mistakes happen, what do you do to adapt? You course correct the autocorrect. Today, our table topic master will hopefully not address you as a baby. Please give a huge hug, huge round of applause to our Toastmaster, to our topics master, Pratik Goyal. Pratik, you're muted.
Correct this. Okay. So greetings, Toastmaster and fellow Toastmasters and guests. So I will be the table topic master for today. And the purpose of topic master is to facilitate the table topics, where guests and members will be given an opportunity to practice their impromptu speaking. I will introduce a topic and call upon a speaker who will be given 2 minutes to speak on the subject. So allow me to share my screen so that I can tell you today's table topics theme. So the theme for today is that what will you think or do? So I'll explain. So in the coming slides, I'll show you a photograph and I'll ask you to be a person in that photograph or outside of that photograph, and will ask you to give your thoughts that what will you do or think if you are in that photo. So I think it's clear, and once we move on to one or two slides, maybe it will be more clear to everyone. So can we have our first volunteer? Do we see any?
We have Toastmaster Jim, who's actually won all three international speech contest, evaluation contest, and the table topics contest at the division level, is a district finalist. Let's give him some table topics practice.
Great. Please spotlight Jim once. So Jim, this is a photograph. So here you can see a girl is running towards a boy, and you have to assume that you are this guy, the one I have encircled. So if you are this guy, what will you think or do after seeing this? So Jim, what will you think on seeing this? What will you think on seeing this, Toastmaster Jim?
It always occurs to me in racing, any kind of racing, car racing, motorcycle racing, why are they rushing? Why don't they just start a bit earlier and then they can go around in a normal pace? Think about a horse. If a horse is in a horse race, he's panting, he's getting whipped, he's going fast, and then suddenly everything stops. He looks around and he discovers, this is where I started from. I was here just a minute ago. What's all this running about for? So when I'm on this train and I see this scene, I think, well, miss, you should have started earlier. Why wait until the last minute? I've noticed a lot in Toastmasters that people always wait until the last minute. Oh, did you get your free path? Yes, do the free path admin before the end of March. I was told this in October 22nd. I know because I checked when all the members in my club suddenly said, oh, Toastmasters website is down. Oh, I can't get it. Oh, I can't get it. You know, when you were told in October to do it, why wait until the last minute? So ladies and gentlemen, I don't see the timing cards at all. Is there no timing for this? Thank you. So ladies and gentlemen, if you have something to do it right away. One thing I learned while working in the office is touch paper only once. If you take the trouble to open an envelope and read the contents, take action right away, file it, do what has to be done, send it off, delegate it, whatever it is. Because if you leave it in the pending tray, eventually when you pick it up, you won't remember what it's about. You have to read it again and waste all that time. So do it as soon as you can. Back to you, Toastmaster.
Pratik, you're on mute.
Thank you, Toastmaster Jim. And it was definitely a nugget of wisdom coming from you that we should start everything on time, and it was a very different perspective on racing. So definitely it was a different perspective, and I loved it. So now moving to next. So can we have our next volunteer? Do I see some hands?
Pratik, look at your chat. I've sent you a suggestion.
Okay, okay, I'll see that. And moreover, I see Shreya has raised hands. So let's call Shreya and the suggestion in the next one. Shreya, please spotlight Shreya. Shreya, so if you can see my screen, So if you are going down a staircase and saw this guy dressed as a joker and dancing, so please tell me and to everyone here, what will you think or do? So what will you think or do, Postmaster Shreya? Postmaster Shreya, what will you think or do?
All
Over to
right.
you.
So I studied in a city called Varanasi, where there are many ghats, and you can see a different and variety of people there. And the stairs that you see in the picture is very similar to those. So I think I'll say like there is a particular ghat Manikarnika where people actually celebrate death. So I've been to different cities, but Varanasi has a soul associated with it, and they celebrate both life and death. And I can, I'll think that this particular person is celebrating someone's death right now, and that is why he's like dressed as a joker, but at the same time showing that yeah, we can celebrate the saddest part, and because you have lived a long life and you celebrated what you were there to do. So yeah.
Thank you so much, Shreya. So it was a very different take to this photograph. As we have seen this photograph, and now you had a very different take on this, and you related it to Varanasi. It was really amazing. Thank you so much for this. So next, can we go with Bharat? Is Bharat there? Bharat?
Okay, perfect.
Perfect. So spotlighting Bharat now. So I'll share my screen. Allow me a second. Bharat, so if you are in your window and you peep out and you see this, what do you think or what will you do about this? So Postmaster Bharat, what will you think or do about it? What will you think or do about it, Postmaster? Over to you.
Hello, can you remove this screen, please?
Yeah.
Thank you for the opportunity to be here today. And let me also take you together with me outside my window, just here where I'm standing. So this is a beautiful scene here. There's a sea, there's a flood of, the cosmopolitan life. And this is Hong Kong. Now, when you see the window, what do you feel? You feel some very good thoughts. When I get up in the morning, I'm seeing through this window, I have a very stable mind. I feel like I'm on the top of the world. And actually, I am. 45th floor, which is where I'm standing now. Relating this to the picture you just showed me, those tanks outside the window, we saw those pictures a few months back. In fact, last year, when there were protests going on in China, in Hong Kong, I was amused to find such pictures on my social media. Pictures and captions telling China has sent army into Hong Kong. Well, fortunately, there were rumors and they were not the real thing. There were no tanks on the roads of Hong Kong and nothing, at least out of my window. Think, are we in autocorrect mode? Ostensibly, it was just a spam. People are just forwarding and having fun with it. At the end, we are disturbing our own peace. My fellow Toastmasters, every time you look out of the window now, I want you to remember me and see this view and have calm in your mind. Thank you. Back to you, Toastmaster.
Thank you so much, Toastmaster Bharat. It was a very calm, it brought calm to me. And it was very ironic that the photograph itself was from China, and I believe in early 90s or something, and you were in Hong Kong and everything got related. So, thank you so much for the calm you spread across. So now moving to our next slide of photograph. So can we have Rolly? Rolly, can you go?
Yes, please go ahead.
Okay, I'll share my screen.
Pratik, just a request. Could you do audio video check for the coming speakers?
Okay, I'll do that. Rolly, can we have a check?
Sure. Can you see me okay? Can you hear me okay?
We can hear you, and I hope we can see you. So I think you have switched off your camera.
Okay, so my video is on another device.
So Rolly, if you were this guy and you see what you are seeing in here, then what will you do or think after seeing this? So Toastmaster Rolly, what will you do or think after seeing this? What will you do or think after seeing this, Toastmaster Rolly? Over to you.
My first call will go to the police that this man is running away and he's trying to color up his face so that we are not able to recognize him. And he's trying to abduct this woman. And she seems very angry, but probably she's a little scared. The second call will go to the press so that they can cover this and highlight it and give this man the publicity that he's so, craves. And look at him now. He thinks that he's the boss and he can get everyone to kneel down and do his bidding. I'm sure that that's not going to happen. My third call is going to go to this guy's wife. I believe her name is Meera, but I could be wrong because I'm not so well versed with the Bollywood relationships, and they don't really allow me to keep pace because they keep changing their partners anyway. So it's a little difficult and kind of a time wasting exercise for me. So after I've made these 3 calls, then I will start calling all of my friends that they can surround this couple and hold on to them, make sure that they don't get out of the complex. And you can see that I'm like really, really dirty in the picture. I'll go for my bath after that. So that is what I'm going to do. Thank you so much, Toastmaster Pratik.
Thank you so much, Rolly. You just scared me, frankly. So it was a very alternative view to the photograph, and maybe a right one also. I'll say many senses it was a very right one also. And thank you so much. Thank you so much for your views. So now moving to the next slide photograph. Can we have Vishant? Vishant, can you go? Is it okay? Hey Vishant. Toastmaster Vishant, if you can hear me, please unmute. I think that I am not able to reach him. So we'll round up. Achyut, can you go?
Sure, Toastmaster Pratik.
So
am I audible?
We can, yeah, you are audible and you are visible. So I'll share the screen right away. So, okay. So Toastmaster, sorry, guest Achyut. So if you are this guy sitting in the audience, and if you see, so what will you think or do seeing Muhammad Ali knocks out Sonny Liston in 1965? So what will you think or do, Toastmaster Achyut, what will you think or do? Over to you.
Well, my first reaction would be I would be joyous because being a boxing fan, I really admire Muhammad Ali, and watching him finish off his opponent is really great experience, and it's like a really paisa vasool moment for me. I got what I really came there for. So I got my money's worth, and reminds me of incidents from my college days when I got to see people really engage in such tussles and finish off their opponents, and we used to feel that, yeah, let's knock out our opponents just like Muhammad Ali used to do. And such moments used to give us such adrenaline rush that although these are not the right things to do, but in a controlled space, yes, you can exercise your testosterone hormones, and that's how you finish them, your opponents. So that will be all, Toastmaster Pratik. Thank you.
Thank you, Toastmaster Achyut, and it was it was very nice that you were a boxing fan. You are a boxing fan, and you got this photograph. So maybe the luck is favoring me today. And thank you so much. So let's move to our next speaker, and I see one guest, Dorathi. I'm sorry if I pronounced it wrong. Dorathi, can you hear me?
Hi, can you hear me? It's Dorothy Nirmala.
Dorothy. Thank you. Thank you. So you are audible and you are visible. So I'll share up the screen now.
Yes.
Okay. So if you watch any person running like this in a park in the morning, so what will you do or think about it? So what will you do or think about it, Toastmaster Dorothy? Toastmaster Dorothy, what will you do or think about it? Over to you.
If I see someone running like this in a park, in a public park where everyone, elder person and young person who walks, I would definitely think that person is going crazy. And looking at the age of that person, I would not. I would definitely tell everyone to stay away from him. If I get to see that person on another day, so I would definitely give it a good long minute stare. Ki how come a person can even do this kind of things in a public place? Other than that, I'll just go with my friends, and I'll have a good laugh that I saw someone who did this in public park, and I was really shocked to see someone doing like this. And I'll definitely not do this kind of things. And first of all, I'll laugh and I'll tell to be beware of such persons. And secondly, I'll have a good laugh with my friends. That's all. Back to Toastmaster.
Thank you so much. And a good laugh is all we need for a healthy body and soul. And thank you so much. And now moving to next speaker. So can we have Bethlehem? Bethlehem, can we have you?
With me today.
Yeah, Bethlehem. So I can see you now, and can you just have a quick audio check?
Am I audible?
Yeah, you are audible, perfectly fine. So I'll share the next photograph now. Okay. So Bethlehem, I'll explain this one. So this is a cricketer, Sachin Tendulkar, and he's walking out for one last time to play. So, and if you are this guy, what will you be thinking or doing when you see Sachin coming out to play one last time? So Toastmaster Bethlehem, what will you think or do? What will you think or do, Toastmaster Bethlehem? Over to you.
The image, it looks like everybody is very appreciate the guy who stood on the spot. he wins something and they admire, and he's sharing his life experience. How can he win his achievements? People are admired, so people will learn from his own experience, I hope. And also he's a prominent person. He go in a long journey to achieve such kind of achievements. To be a prominent person and achieve something, it takes long time of periods. Once on the spot, it's not possible to be a prominent persons. Life is not smooth that much. It requires to work hard effectively. So he achieves these achievements by spending lots of hardship things. I think my time is up. Back to you, table topic master.
Thank you so much, Atlam. And definitely he was a very great player and you just did very right. And thank you so much. So now let's move to our last topic. And I like somebody to volunteer for this one. Guys, please raise your hand.
We still have Naveen who hasn't spoken.
So Naveen.
Yes.
Naveen, can you go?
Yeah, sure, please. Thank you, please.
Okay, Naveen, and I can see you and I can listen to you. So I'll share the screen right away. So Naveen, if you peep out of your window and see this, so what will you do or think on seeing this? So what will you do or think, Toastmaster Naveen? Toastmaster Naveen, what will you do or think on seeing this?
Right. Fellow Toastmasters, if I see this out of my window, if I see this side out of my window, I will think about what our world is going through right now. Of course, we are going through all the pandemic, all the crises, and all the miseries which no one could have imagined. But nevertheless, who are the ones who we really need right now? We need the heroes. We need heroes who can comfort us, and I mean who can really do the inevitable, because this is what the world needs right now. We need miraculous people. We need people who are only present in the fictional tales, because they are the ones who can heal us, and they are the ones who can get us back to normalcy. And you might say that I mean, can't we, are we not capable of doing this thing? Do we really need some superhumans for these things? But I would say at the moment we really need someone who is superhuman and not us humans, because we humans have created a lot of disaster in this world, and and these type of disasters or these type of miracles or mistakes calls for superhumans to be there. But nevertheless, let us get present to some of the mistakes which we have done, and let us acknowledge those mistakes before we do call these superhumans or these superheroes to help us out. As it is said, a mistake which makes us humble is better than an achievement which makes us arrogant. So once we do know what the mistakes are which we have done, and why we have created these disasters, why we've created the pandemic, and why we are seeing the total number of deaths which are occurring either due to God foreseen reason or man-made reasons, we would be able to create a solution, and I'm sure that these superheroes would not really be required. So I would request all of us to think beyond humanity, beyond what we are able to do today to save our humanity and to ensure that we live in a better space ahead. All right. Thank you, Table Topic Master.
Thank you so much, Toastmaster Naveen. And I believe that if more people think like you, then the world will be definitely a very better place to live. So thank you so much. And I do have one last photograph left with me. If time allows, I can share it. Is it okay?
Unfortunately.
Sorry?
Time does not allow, unfortunately.
Okay. So Thank you so much. It was a wonderful session. Thank you so much, all the speakers and the guests for listening. And over to you, Toastmaster of the day, Rupin.
Thank you. I would request the poll master to launch the polls for the best table topic speaker. Okay. We will close the polls. Thank you very much, everyone, for the wonderful table topics. Moving on. Right. And that brings us to the general evaluation section. A general evaluator says that autocorrect is not in her phone, it's in her mind. She blessed WhatsApp a million times when they introduced the delete message for everyone feature. I don't know why. I remember sending a rather dirty joke on my family group, and then I deleted the message only for myself. I'm pretty sure our general evaluator today will just roll her eyes and say, that has Rupinder written all over it. Let us see what else has Rupinder written all over it as I hand the stage to our general evaluator, Master Priyank.
Just give me a second. I think, like, is there any noise while I'm speaking, Rupinder? Am I loud and clear?
Yes, you are loud and clear, visible.
Okay.